So dear students, we can continue with the functions of nephron. So so we have reached at the functional histology of nephrons. The glomerular capillaries are made up of single layer of endothelial cells, and in the single layer an basement membrane is attached. So endothelium has many pores and called as fenestrae or filtration pores. Okay, so this endothelium has many pores called as fenestrae or filtration pores. Diameter of each of this pore is 0.1 micron, and presence of the fenestrae is the evidence of the filtration function of the glomerulus. So this presence of this fenestrae is evidence for the filtration function of the glomerulus. Clear? The next is Bowman's capsule. So after glomerulus, the next important part is Bowman's capsule. So Bowman's capsule is a capsular structure which encloses the glomerulus, and it is formed by two layers, inner visceral layer and outer parietal layer. So both of these layers that we have seen in the picture. Then visceral layers covers the glomerular capillaries, and it is continuous as a parietal layer because inner layer is inner visceral layer. So that covers the glomerular capillaries, and it continues as a parietal layer at the visceral pole. When it reaches at the visceral pole or at the margin of the visceral layer, it continues as the parietal layer. Okay. Parietal layer is continued with the wall of the tubular portion of the nephron. Then the tubular portion gets started from the parietal layer, margin of the parietal layer. Then there is a cleft-like space between the visceral and parietal layers and continues as the lumen of the tubular portion. That cleft in between the visceral and parietal layer is continuous as the lumen of the tubular portion. Then next is the functional anatomy of the Bowman's capsule. So the functional anatomy of the Bowman's capsule resembles a funnel-like structure with a filter paper, and it's having this Bowman's capsule is having a diameter of 200 micrometer. Then functional histology of the Bowman's capsule. Both the layers of the Bowman's capsules are composed of a single layer of flattened epithelial cells resting on a basement membrane. So both of these layers, that is visceral layer and parietal layer of the Bowman's capsule, are composed of a single layer of flattened epithelial cells which are resting on a basement membrane. Basement membrane of visceral layer fuses with this basement membrane of the glomerular capillaries, on which the capillary endothelial cells are arranged. Thus, the basement membranes which are fused together form the separation between glomerular capillary endothelium and the epithelium of the visceral layer of Bowman's capsule. So, visceral layerinde basement membrane glomerular capillaries basement membrane കൂടി ഫ്യൂസ് ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. ഓക്കെ, അവിടെയാണ് കാപ്പിലറി എൻഡോത്തീലിയം, ആ ഫ്യൂഷൻ നടക്കുന്നിടത്താണ് കാപ്പിലറി എൻഡോത്തീലിയൽ സെൽസ് അറേഞ്ച് ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ളത്. ആ ബേസ്മെൻറ്റ് മെംബ്രെയിൻ ഫ്യൂസ് ചെയ്ത ഭാഗത്ത് ഉണ്ടാകുന്ന ആ സെപ്പറേഷനാണ് glomerular capillary endothelium, epithelium of the visceral layer of the Bowman's capsule തമ്മിലുള്ള സെപ്പറേഷൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. The next part of the nephron is the tubular portion of the nephrons. Tubular portion of the nephron is the continuation of the Bowman's capsule. So as the continuation of the Bowman's capsule, we can see the tubular portion of the nephrons. And the tubular portion of the nephrons consists of three parts. First one, proximal convoluted tubule, that is PCT, then loop of Henle, and distal convoluted tubule or DCT. First one, PCT, that is proximal convoluted tubule. It is the coiled portion arising from the Bowman's capsule and it is situated in the cortex. Okay, so proximal convoluted tubule is a coiled portion that is originates or arising from the Bowman's capsule, and its location is in the cortex. Then it is continued as descending limb of the loop of Henle. So after forming this proximal convoluted tubule, it's continuous as the descending limb of the loop of Henle, and its length is 14 millimeter and its diameter is 55 micrometer. Proximal convoluted tubule is continued as the loop of Henle. Okay, so this all everything we have discussed in the anatomy. Then functional histology of the PCT, proximal convoluted tubule. Proximal convoluted tubule is formed by a single layer of cuboidal epithelial cells. Characteristic feature of these cells is the presence of hair-like projection directed towards the lumen of the tubule. So there are so many hair-like projection is presented that is directed towards the lumen of the tubule, and because of the presence of these projections, the epithelial cells are called a brush border cells. So due to the presence of the projections, the epithelial cells of the tubule is known as brush border epithelium. Okay. Then the next part is loop of Henle. So after this PCT, it is continuous as the loop of Henle. So the loop of Henle consists of a descending limb, then a hairpin bend, and an ascending limb. So what is a descending limb? The descending limb of loop of Henle is made up of two segments. First one, thick descending segment, and second one, thin descending segment. So the Henle's loop is having two segments. First one, thick descending segment, and second one, thin descending segment. So first one is thick descending segment. What is that? Thick descending segment is the direct continuation of the PCT. Okay. So from the PCT, it is continuous or initial portion of the loop of Henle is the thick descending segment, and it descends down to the medulla. Then it has a length of 6 mm and diameter of 55 micrometer. Then the thick descending segment is formed by the brush border cuboidal epithelial cells. So many projections are there. So it is formed by the brush border cuboidal epithelial cells. Then the next part of the Henle's loop is thin descending segment, and that is continued as thin descending segment. The descending segment continues as the thin descending segment. Okay. It is formed by flattened epithelial cells without brush border, and it is continuous as hairpin bend of the loops. So the descending segment is formed by the flattened epithelial cells without brush border. So there is no projections are present. So no brush. We could not say that it is brush border. Okay. And it is continuous as a hairpin bend of the loop. This descending segment is continued as a hairpin bend of the loop. Then next part is hairpin bend. So what is hairpin bend? Hairpin bend is formed by flattened epithelial cells without brush border, and it is continued as the ascending limb of the loop of Henle. This hairpin bend is formed by the flattened epithelial cells. There is no any brush border epithelium, and that is continued as the ascending limb of the Henle's loop. Then what is ascending limb? Ascending limb or segment of Henle's loop has two parts. First one, thin ascending segment, and second one, thick ascending segment. So what is thin ascending segment? Thin ascending segment is the continuation of the hairpin bend, and it is also lined by flattened epithelial cells without brush border. So the thin ascending segment is the continuation of the hairpin bend, and that is lined by the flattened epithelial cells. So it is not having any brush border. Then total length of the thin descending segment or hairpin bend and thin ascending segment of the Henle's loop is 10 mm to